What's up, y'all? It's your girl, Dr. Nina, and I'm super excited today because you know your girl has always said she really don't do a lot of the curl defining things. Washing goes turn into washing nose, and washes and maybe sews, and washing oh-nos. So definitely today I'm excited to show you guys about 5 days of hair. What I do to keep the hair pretty defined, healthy, moisturized, and even more when it gets real crusty. Because let's be real. Sometimes it gets a little crusty with my workout schedule, my busy life. How do I revive that hair? How do I get it to looking really good, really lustrous, sexy, defined, and just all around delicious on even day 5? Yes, this right here is day 5 hair. I'm planning to do an updated natural hair routine for my type 4 hair, but we are going to discuss the products that I use today and how they're maintaining my hair pretty well. I'll make sure that all information on every product is down below in the information section. All items I use today will also be found there as well. And y'all, don't forget to thumbs up this video if you like it, comment, share, and subscribe. And also click on those notification bells so you can know when I upload on Thursdays and Sundays. Make sure you also check out my Now That's Life podcast, which is now live. And you can check it out on all your major podcasting platforms. Links to my podcast can be found down below in the information section. As y'all know, most of the time I do not play around. I shampoo my hair, but this particular time I just did a co-wash with the Clumping Curl Clay Cleanser, and it's by Dark and Lovely. You can pick it up at any drugstore. I'm still washing in defined sections, so that hasn't really changed. I'll be doing an updated wash day routine. Washing in these sections allows me control and also allows me to work out any knots or hair that's loose within the hair, and it also makes it easier to detangle with my fingers and only bring in a comb if necessary. So I also still very much love washing my hair in a sink, especially when my hair has a lot of tangles in it, because it helps me to make sure that all tangles are removed without rushing and I don't lose as much hair. The other great thing is that I feel like with defining my type 4 hair, it makes it easier for the hair to be fully detangled so that you're able to avoid knots later on. So there's a lot of tricks to that as well, keeping that hair nice and detangled. After wrapping my hair with a t-shirt, I make sure that I get a lot of the moisture out. I still leave a great amount of dampness, and then I follow up with my Form Beauty Multitask Leave-In Lotion. I start with the leave-in conditioner because it really does help to moisturize the hair and protect the hair, and I rub that in from root to tip. Make sure you rub that in really well because you don't want any white chunks left behind. Also, it makes sure that your hair is accepting the nourishment from the product. I find this also leads me to less knots. The more moisturized my hair is before I put gel on, the less knots I get later on. I suggest using a leave-in conditioner that's nice, thick, and rich that will really coat your hair. I choose to use the EcoStyler olive oil gel because it gives me the hold without the crust. And especially as your hair ages, naturally you might get a few flakes. However, I definitely want to avoid as many flakes as possible. And in order to avoid the single strand knots, sometimes I go through with the Tangle Teaser through each section as I'm defining. Notice that I go from tip to root, not root to tip, and that gives you a smoother defined curl pattern as well when that hair is nice and detangled. And then I usually take my fingers through. I had to change shirts, y'all. This is not an optical illusion. I changed my shirt. I go through each little curl and I try to define chunks of curls as well, so that way I'm able to go all the way down to the ends, which also allows me to make sure I don't have any knots in my hair to begin with. Sometimes there's a knot nightmare because you haven't gone fully through the sections of hair to make sure there's no knots or a tangled hair in there. And so I find that this works better for my hair. You lose less hair, you don't experience the damage, you don't experience the tangles. It's like a happy, wonderful day as well. Plus, this is adding to making sure that you don't have product buildup. And I love how defined my hair looks after I do that. And I love the shrinkage on it. It feels and it looks really good. The hair feels soft. It also feels conditioned because you've gone through and you've made sure that the product has been accepted throughout the hair from root to tip. So I just keep at that for the rest of my hair. It doesn't really take me too long. I want to say that this process takes in total about 20 to 30 minutes depending on the day, but the more defined you want it, the longer it's gonna take because you're gonna be splitting curls up and everything. My new friend is my automized sprayer, which I use if my hair gets dry in between defining the curls or as I go through the process. Y'all, this is what the hair ends up looking like, and it's still a bit wet. Now, I usually allow my hair to just air dry, but if you would like, you can use a blow dryer. I love my new Genry. I'm gonna be doing a video on that. I know I've used different hair dryers in the past, but I have a Genry now, which also comes with a diffuser. So I use the diffuser in order to get to those roots if I'm in a rush and need to go somewhere. And this just fluffs up the roots a bit, gives the hair a little bit of a lift, and also helps it to dry without putting direct heat on it. You're diffusing that heat. I love simply using it on a cool setting. I really like pulling my hair up after I'm done, so I use the Shine and Jam conditioning gel with honey and the Shine and Jam with olive oil for edges. I love the combination of these two because it gives me the nice hold without the crispy sound, that crispy, nasty, dried out sound. I love how soft it leaves it with flexibility, but yet hold. I've been using a new tool for my edges instead of a brush. I use this heat resistant comb that's in my Amazon shop. Love this comb, strong without pulling my hair out from the root. I love how good the comb is to my edges. It makes it easy to smooth the hair. Now, I'm not doing the super fun edges right now. Later on in this video, I'm going to show you guys how I create a little bit more baby hair. Y'all know I'm not the baby hair lady, but I will do a little bit instead of doing a lot. Now, all I do is pull that up with a satin scrunchie, and I love the satin scrunchie because it allows me to keep from tangles and snags, which cause those single strand knots as well. I pull out a few pieces of hair here and there and make sure they're defined, and my hair, once it dries, it's gonna fluff up like so. So this is day one hair. This is the next day. So once my hair dries, it feels soft, it feels strong, the curls feel flexible and all. However, my hair is a lot tighter because it's fresher curls, so I can fluff it up with a pick if I want, but I'm down in Texas, Houston to be exact, so it's gonna fluff up anyway. So I don't like to fool with it too much on day one. I just accept that the curls are a lot more defined. I actually prefer them to get a little bit older, but they look really good. So if you're going for that extra definition, you see how this worked for me and how it leaves the hair looking, and it lasts throughout the day. It just feels really good, feels really soft, but it also has that good hold. Now, day two, I'm really getting into some things. I love how my hair looks on day two. Now, what you notice with my hair is sometimes it looks even more shrunken or even tighter, mainly because I work out, so my hair gets damp in the morning. If I need to, I run through with a cool diffuser, but I actually like how this looks, and I love that my curls are still holding, but I'm getting still a little bit of frizz to the curl, which is not too bad. And I notice that I'm not getting those single strand knots because I pull that product all the way to the end of my hair. So the initial thing that you do with your hair as soon as you're doing the definition of the curls is really going to dictate how it looks later on in the future days. I'm still securing the hair with the satin scrunchie to avoid any breakage and also snags. Those are in my Amazon shop as well. Now we have made it to day three, and I absolutely adore day three hair. Day three hair is probably my favorite hair. It just looks good, it feels good, it's fluffed out on its own. It just does something. I guess the product is starting to loosen up. The Eco Styler gel is starting to let up just a little bit, and it feels really good. And with the elements, the humidity, especially in the summertime, this is perfect. It just feels so good. It feels like it's collecting all the moisture and it's just puffing out. Y'all, day four hair looks pretty similar to day three. It puffs out even more though, and it gets a little bit bigger, a little more lifted, and it starts to accept a lot more of the humidity from the air. So I actually love day four hair too. Here we are at day five, y'all. Day five brings about a lot of differences. I don't know what happens, but it does. And even though I like to moisturize throughout the days, if I need it, I also like to really on day five go in with a moisturizer or even convert to a bun with the moisturizer if needed. But if I can get another day out of it, I will run through with a little bit of cooler air from my blow dryer just around the edges, and if I need to diffuse just a little bit, because I work out, so I usually get a little bit wetter roots. I spray my hair with a little bit of conditioner just to revive it, and if needed, a little bit of water. Yes, sounds weird, but that's my process and it works really well. I then take a little bit of oil, which that's a mixture of olive oil and almond oil and a little bit of jojoba oil along my edge line and through the middle. And I sneak in a few twists in the middle of my head because I get a lot of tangles in the middle. So the places that get a lot of tangles, I tend to twist those. You're not gonna be able to tell. The hair is so thick and nobody can tell, and the ends of the hair is still curly. So that's just a little trick for those of you all that have thicker hair that in the crown tend to get a little more tangled. That will save you, so when it's time to wash your hair is still stretched right there. You can't see the twist, and if you're looking that hard, you should be able to see it. If you notice, I'm not using a satin scrunchie, I'm using a satin scarf to tie my hair up. This is mainly because my hair is puffed out a lot and it's a lot thicker now and a lot less controlled, so I find it better to use just a satin scarf to pull it up. It's less stress on the hair, and also I don't have to worry about the ponytail holder being tighter on my hair. And now it's time to get a little more fun with the edges. So I go around the edge line with my gel and my comb combination and make sure that I create some funner looking edges. Because my hair is older, I just want to deflect from the fact that it's old but make it look new again. And so now that I've gotten the moisture going, it's time to get those edges right. And so I just take that comb, and you can see the power of that comb. Without pulling my hair out on the edges, I'm able to control the direction of the hair really easily and simply. Guys, I'm serious. This is not like a regular rat tail comb. It just really feels more powerful without pulling my hair out. I don't know how to explain it. And so when I'm done, that's what the hair ends up looking like. It's smoothed out, and I've created just a little bit of baby hair fun. And then I do the same thing I've done in the past with those little penny curls on the side. Honestly, I have to define those daily because they get frizzy all the time. And then I make sure I wrap my hair up. This is how I wrap my hair up for bed as well, but I just do this when I'm trying to set the hair for at least 20 to 30 minutes with that scarf on. So I just wrap it around. It's like an abbreviated pineapple. So sleeping like this, the pineapple method allows you to let your hair out in the front while the back is secured. And then I usually go in with a second scarf because I'm trying to make sure those edges set pretty quickly. And I make sure I go about my business, do what I need to do, and then I come back and I am good to go. The edges look really good when you take the scarf off, and it also makes it look really sleek. It holds those edges down. I love how the hair looks. Instead of looking old and crusty, I'm looking new and moisturized. It makes me happy in every way. You should always be new and moisturized, right? So this is what it looks like, and I often convert this to a bun the day after, and I wear that for a few days, so you can get several days out of this. And in fact, you all saw that bun in one of my most recent videos. So make sure you let me know what day of hair you like the most, day 1, 2, 3, or 4, or 5. Make sure you comment, share this video with someone who can use it, and subscribe. Thanks so much for watching, guys. Beautiful Brown Baby Doll. Peace. Thanks so much for all the love and support over on my new website. If you haven't already, go ahead and check it out and join me for new ways to interact with me, giveaways and prizes, weekly emails, as well as my free 8-day supernatural video course, which is free when you sign up.